Hello, brothers and sisters. Today is January 9th, in the year of our Lord 2022. And today we'll be talking about an article about some cave discoveries. This is out of Harper's Weekly newspaper dated January 17th, 1874. There has been a question whether man actually lived in Europe before the glacial epoch. Mr. A.R. Wallace contended that there is no evidence of it, and that, even if he did, the action of the ice sheet would probably have obliterated all record of his existence. Now, A. R. Wallace, for those who don't know, he conceived the theory of evolution through natural selection, prompting Darwin to publish On the Origin of Species in 1858. He was an anti-capitalist, an environmentalist. He said the unseen universe of spirit had interceded 3 times in history. The first was the creation of life from inorganic matter. The second was the introduction of consciousness in the higher animals. And the third was the generation of the higher mental faculties in humankind. He proved the earth was round by setting up 2 objects along a 6-mile stretch of canal. Both objects were at the same height above the water, and he mounted a telescope on a bridge at the same height above the water as well. When seen through the telescope, one object appeared higher than the other, showing the curvature of the earth. And this one was pretty interesting here. Wallace suspected physicians had a vested interest in promoting mandatory smallpox vaccination and was convinced reduction of smallpox that had been attributed to the vaccination were, in fact, due to better hygiene and improvements in public sanitation. He believed that organisms were in a state of balance with their environment, and everything in nature, even disease-causing organisms, serve a useful purpose in the natural order of things. Vaccination might upset that balance with unfavorable results. So that's a little background of Mr. A.R. Wallace. All right, moving on here. Some light has been thrown upon this problem by the results of the examination of the Victoria Cave near Settle, Yorkshire. A careful exploration of a bone bed in the cave, situated at a considerable depth below the other deposits, brought to view hyena dung, broken bones and teeth. Among other objects found in this deposit were the remains of the mammoth, 2 species of bear, the cave hyena, the woolly rhinoceros, the bison, and the stag, representing the fauna of the river gravels of the south of England. Among these articles found was one bone which was not identified at first, but which has lately been determined by Mr. Busk to be a portion of an unusually clumsy human fibula, similar to the same bone in the Mentone skeleton. There appears to be no question of the contemporaryity of this bone with those just mentioned. The most interesting point connected with this discovery, however, is the fact that the edge of the bed containing the human bone and those of the other mammalia named is overlaid by a bed of stiff glacial clay containing ice-scratched boulders. This is covered by a great thickness of talus from the superincumbent cliffs, which itself has been accumulating for a very long period of time. This clay is probably the remains of a lateral moraine left by a glacier or ice sheet, which would show that the remains of the older mammals and of man are of an age anterior to the great ice sheet of the Irish Sea Basin. The complete absence over coextensive areas in the north of Europe of the Paleolithic implements occurring in the south seem to indicate the removal of Paleolithic man from those areas by the ice sheet and appears to carry the period back anterior to the ice sheet, that is, to interglacial, if not preglacial times. Well, I thought that was interesting. That's all I have for you guys today. Until next time, God bless.